This past January, I became truly homeless. Now, technically speaking, I had been homeless for a couple of months prior because I don't live with any main family members. But I had made it work by staying in a distant family member's B&B, and when that was being rented out, I'd stay with friends for a day or two. When I came back from my Christmas trip, I found that the B&B was being rented out. That left me with no place to stay, and my luggage had been lost, so I had none of my belongings either. I was running on 0 hours of sleep, and I didn't know what to do with myself. I had no clue where to go for help. Except then I remembered that one person offered me help if I ever needed it. And that person is my friend's mom, Mandy Houston. Mandy was a hero before all this with COVID began. She gave me a place to stay when I literally had nowhere else to go. What I expected was to stay for just a couple of days, just to get my belongings together and to get a plan together for the next couple of months. What I never could have expected was that she'd not only help me in setting goals, but she offered me a place to stay, her home, until I could move off to a college dorm in the fall. Now, in the past, I had had a number of people help me, but with the expectation of something in return. People would say, "Oh, remember, I did this, and so this is what I'd like back." But she never did that. I offered her money to help with the cost of keeping me in her house, but she said no. And to me, that said that she was helping genuinely because she wanted to help, not because there was anything to gain out of it. And for that, I'm very grateful. Today, I'd like to honor her for her kindness and her selflessness. The first thing I'd like to know about Mandy is that she's a healthcare worker at Halifax. She's seeing firsthand the shortages of supplies, the patients that actually have COVID right now, and her fellow nurses catching COVID as a result of being in close proximity to patients. It's a really stressful time, but she's still doing her best to stay safe. One thing that she does is that whenever she comes home, she cleans off everything that she's come into contact with from work. She cleans off her car. She sprays down all of the inside of it, anything that she's touched, like the steering wheel, the keys. She sprays off her shoes even. She then cleans her clothes and then goes to take a shower. And this happens every single day when she comes home from work. To me, that says that she's really dedicated to keeping people safe. I really admire that about her. I think that Mandy is admirable not only in the workplace, but outside of the workplace as a person. To start, she's the parent of 4 kids, one being my very close friend now, Michaela, whose room I'm staying in. Mandy enjoys gardening and running when she has the time. And to me, both of those activities reflect on her patience, her kindness, and her discipline. One thing that I admire most about Mandy is that despite all the difficulties that she's faced, especially in the past couple of weeks, she remains logical and she remains kind. You might know people that when they're under a lot of pressure, they'll lash out at others around them. But she's never done that. And I think that's really important to note. Now, as if she wasn't amazing enough already, she's both a teacher and a student going for her master's right now. As a teacher, she's teaching nursing at UCF, and she's had to adjust to the new changes and everything being moved online. Along with that, being a student, she's finishing up the last couple of things she needs to graduate this year. And although it's been tough, there are definitely some roadblocks that have come in the way. She's still going really strong. I want to say that I am so grateful for Mandy. Not only what she's done for me personally, but for what she's doing in the community. She's caring for a bunch of people out there as a nurse. She's a parent. When church, which is now not going on, but when it was, she had a role of teaching young girls. And she's just all around a very incredible person. I always think to myself that if there's anybody that I know who's going to heaven, it's Mandy.